So Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair recently came out, and I have to say it's a very solid game. Once again, we are playing as Yooka-Laylee, and we are tasked with helping out Queen Phoebe, play on word, stopping Capital B from taking over the Bee Kingdom and mind controlling all the bees. Right from the get-go, Phoebe gives us this protective shield to help try to stop Capital B. Well, with his wand and the hive mind, he is able to control these bees and takes away our shield and sends us into the Impossible Lair. Shortly after getting in there, you get booted out from dying, and you instantly are told that, hey, what you need is to find my battalion. That battalion are scattered through all these chapters, and once you find them, everyone that you add to your arsenal will be an additional free hit inside the Impossible Lair. However, at any point in time, you can go back to the Impossible Lair and try again. So you can try after 2 levels, 10 levels, 20 levels. It doesn't matter. You can go back into the Impossible Lair at any point in time to try to stop Capital B. Now, honestly, I'm about 4, almost 5 hours into the game, and that 2D platforming style brought in from Donkey Kong Country is solid here. In the past, I was never huge fans of Donkey Kong Country, but to each his own. However, here, this works really well, I feel like. Both on the graphics, the sound, and the level design. Each level is beautifully crafted so far with great platforming, simplistic design, and very easy inputs. Since it's all on a 2D platform, you can easily traverse all the different areas with some minor jumping puzzles and things in the way. That's not saying the game's easy there. You will die many times throughout this game. Luckily, there are very well placed checkpoints throughout the whole game. And each chapter, if you hit a spot that you're having troubles with and happen to die a lot, the checkpoint system goes, hey dude, you're having some problems. Let me get you over to the next checkpoint if you want. And you can kind of skip ahead a little bit. While I personally never use that, I think that's a great option for newcomers to this playstyle. Input so far has been very solid and on point, and with these 2D platformers, that is a requirement. I feel like all the inputs register well. No floaty controls, everything's very tight. And again, because there are times you're going to have to make precision jumps, dodges, rolls, you have to have that tight control. Without it, the game would be almost impossible on normal levels. Now, scattered throughout the levels, you're going to find feathers, which are going to be your form of currency for unlocking abilities and tonics. Also scattered throughout the levels, you're going to find 5 golden coins. Those coins are used to progress through the storyline, through trousers, paywalls. And as you progress through the story, more and more coins are needed to unlock and keep progressing. Also scattered throughout the chapters, you're going to find 5 different colored feathers. And those will require you to do a special input of some sort, chase it down, bounce on its head multiple times, something along those lines to kind of give you a challenge, but a good reward of feathers. Now, the thing that you can actually purchase with these feathers is tonics, and these affect each chapter. And the cool thing is, they either lessen the amount of feathers you get at the end or increase it depending on what the ability of the tonic is. So something like adding more checkpoints in will give you a decreased value in your feathers, but maybe there's a tonic that increases the difficulty of the enemies located inside the levels. That'll give you an increase. And you can equip 3 of these at a time to alter your playstyle and maybe fit something best for you, especially if you're having a too hard of time or too easy of a time. One awesome feature they put in this game when it comes to level design is the alterations of those levels. So most levels actually have 2 different forms, and depending on what berry you put on that, changes how it is. Great example is there was a level that had a lot of water in it, and after I beat it, I was told, hey, take one of these ice berries, spit it on here, you're going to alter it. I altered it, and instantly everything that was water is now frozen. So it makes the level a little more difficult because of the slip sliding around. And I was able to get to different areas that I wasn't to before. And because this is a different level, you're going to have a whole different 5 coins to go after, which again, you're going to need to keep progressing the storyline. Another great example is there was actually a spot that I had honey spill onto the level, and I thought this was so cool. Not only was the ground sticky and made it hard to jump, but I also could jump on the sides of the walls and stick my way up to the top of areas that I wasn't able to see before, really adding a lot of play value into going into these levels again when you can. When it came to the graphics in this game, the color palette they chose is gorgeous. Everything looks good, it's sharp, and just looks polished. This was welcomed. I was a little afraid being a subpar price at $30 that they were going to cut some corners. And honestly, this looks great. And to back that up is an amazing soundtrack. All the levels sound great. They function well, not just in the sound effects, but in the songs that are playing. I find myself just kind of enjoying the songs playing because they're just so good. Going through the levels, there is a light combat aspect to it. A lot of times it involves spitting something at an enemy or jumping on their head, or sometimes just dodging them altogether. And that's kind of a nice little thing to keep the progression moving through the game. And some of these areas you're going to find that as you're killing enemies, those enemies are used to get the secret areas, like bouncing off their head, to timing things just right to get to a secret area where you can instantly go in there. Now, throughout the overworld area, you're going to run into a lot of familiar faces if you played the original Yooka-Laylee. And it's good to see those characters back. While the first game really had some issues, I thought it was an okay game overall, especially being a big fan of Banjo-Kazooie that I am. Overall, it seems to be about 45 battalions that you can find throughout all the chapter areas. And I'm just at about 20 with 4 hours put into it, almost 5. So you're going to run out between 8 to 10 hours depending on how quickly you can get through these levels, how much replaying you have to go back through to collect more coins to keep progressing, and so on and so forth. So to kind of wrap things up, playing this on the Xbox One X, I have to say that it is well polished, sounds beautiful, looks beautiful, handles beautiful. And for that $30 price on the PS4 and Xbox One and PC, it's great. It's a solid buy. Now it is available on the Nintendo Switch. However, it is MSRP'd at $40 on that. And while I don't think that's a horrible price, understand that you can get it on other consoles a little bit cheaper if you have options. If not, and you're interested in a great game that plays a very loving letter to Donkey Kong Country, I have to recommend this game. It's fun. It's a different pace for games right now. And with all the other games coming up, it was great to kind of get a little bit of a breather. So that wraps up our first impressions over Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Mission. If you'd like to see some more impressions videos, click the link to your left. That'll take you to our running playlist there. And if you enjoy what you're seeing here and love to see some more, click the link to the right. That'll take you to our channel where you can check out tons of videos going on over there. And until next time, you guys, stay frosty.